Sup, compassionate people? Welcome to Vegan News. This is going to be a special report, a 1 year plus follow-up since the last time about the Impossible Burger. So let's get started, let's dive right in, and let's see how many people start freaking out about this. Not much has changed in the last year. Lots of people still seem to think that it's not vegan. And they're arguing that based on the fact that, yes, it was tested on animals. But it was done so because if Impossible Foods had gotten a GRAS waiver, a GRAS waiver, what happened to Hampton Creek back in the summer of 2017, where all their products were pulled off of Target shelves, and it cost them millions of dollars and the confidence of consumers, all because they had a waiver for GRAS because they didn't test. But Josh Tetrick didn't make that mistake again. The problem here is that people are conflating the idea that this corporation A over here tested on animals and this one over here, B, didn't. But the one over here is one anonymous letter away from losing everything, just like happened to Hampton Creek. How often do you see their products now? I know where I live, we had them everywhere, and then they disappeared after 2017, slowly but surely. Target has never picked them back up, and they lost their contracts with 7-Eleven, Subway they were negotiating with, and many other people. They were gonna have their mayonnaise, their vegan mayo, everywhere. But because they didn't have that GRAS waiver, nothing. They lost it. They seem to be crawling back, don't get me wrong. But it's a lesson in the fact that we are not in a vegan world. We live in a world run by, if you want to say carnism, run by carnism, but it's a pre-vegan world. In this pre-vegan world, even we are living within the construct of that world. And there are things we can't change. A lot of times you go buy tires, there's stearic acid in it. You cannot avoid these things. The same that applies to us that tries to avoid as much as we can, as is possible and practical per definition, applies as well to corporate America, corporations, Just Mayo, Hampton Creek, they're called Just now, and many others. You've got people who want to make comments like this. They want to say that Impossible Foods said it was only plant-based, not vegan. Well, yeah, they're going to CYA, cover their butts, so that they don't have to worry about lawsuits. They're going to do what they need to do. Their legal team, I'm sure, told them what they could and could not say. Here's my final word on all of this, because I'm never approaching this ever again. Also down below, I will be linking FDA website where you can look up the GRAS yourself, the different ones that they were given out, many of them, including vital wheat gluten, that's what seitan's made from, soy protein isolate, soybeans themselves, mung beans, many different kinds of vegetables, and some people are trying to also say that, like here, it has been 50 years since they were tested, and all the other, all this other stuff like corn, Q-U-R-O-R-N, yeah, that one. Their product was tested in the late 80s on rats and mice, and somehow the distance of time in between animal testing and consumption makes it okay. I've asked people what that amount of time is, and nobody has an answer, they just get angry. The reality is, there's no amount of animal testing that's ever okay. None. Zero. None. It doesn't matter how long it's been, it doesn't matter if it was done yesterday or 20 years ago. It's not okay. None of it is okay. The reality is that we live in this world where these things have to happen because of a stupid system that we're trying to change. So, two things you can do. First, inform yourself. Check out the GRAS list. I've put together one that'll be in the show notes, along with the ability for you to click through and do your own research on it. And two, the second thing you can do is to vote for change with your dollars and politically. You can also write in, you can send emails, you can do everything you can to evolve us towards the vegan world that we're all working forward towards. So the TLDR of this is the Impossible Burger is vegan, and if you think the Impossible Burger is not vegan, that means pretty much everything else you eat isn't. And none of your excuses, your illogical excuses, and all the things you want to argue for the sake of arguing mean nothing. So when it comes down to it, if you don't want to eat the Impossible Burger or you don't agree with it, then don't fucking eat it. But don't make up stuff for the sake of arguing and trying to be the more Scottish Scotchman. That's a logical fallacy, by the way. That's everything, guys. Check the show notes and check out the podcast. All the stories this week will be covered on the Friday podcast. Love you guys. Later.